Welcome coders, this is Swastik. It's been a long time since I recorded any video. We had our semesters going on and then a couple of projects. Anyways, hopefully I'll be more frequent with my videos from now on. Okay, let's start. So as you can see, the wallpaper is the same, but there's a new thing that I'll be using from now on in my videos. That is a new platform. That is this IntelliJ IDEA platform for Java. The reason for this is that it helps making the projects more convenient. Like if you have multiple Java files or some other libraries, it provides some libraries by default. So yeah, you can go ahead, note this URL and download it. There are two options. One is the community, that is a free option. Another is the paid one. But yeah, you can have the 30-day trial of it. I have downloaded the free version. So this is how it looks like. If you have ever used Android Studio, that is also done by this IntelliJ team. Anyways, so you can go to File, New, Project. Inside that, whatever type of file that you want to do, Java, Java FX, Android. So we'll go do a very simple one. That is the Java project, Java, and you can select the JDK version. If it's not showing you over here, you can go to New, JDK, and then select wherever your JDK is present. As I've shown in the first video how to install the JDK, you can refer to that. So select this, then go to New and create a project. Give a project name, give a package name, and create. I have done similarly for here. So we'll be continuing with control statements from this video. Control statements. Now there are total 5 types of control statements in Java. You can pause this video and note them down. Sequential, conditional, loop, selection, and jump. Sequential is basically whatever we are using so far. What happens is the control jumps from one line to the next line to the next line, and it goes on sequentially. That's a default one. You don't have to do anything. Conditional is when you want the control statements or the control to jump to a specific place in your program on the satisfaction of a condition. Then there are different ways of doing it. We'll be seeing them in the code. Next we have the loop control statements. What happens, say you want to repeat a bunch of code or a block of code for n number of times. Instead of writing them n times and increasing the line numbers, you can put them inside a loop block. There are different types of loops that we can do, that also we'll see in the video for the when I'll be showing the source code. Then next is the selection type control statements. Over here we'll be using the switch case. I'll be explaining what it means in the video. Then the last one is the jump statements. Over here we can jump to any random place in Java. Actually, it's not random place. There are specific places from where you can jump. But yeah, we'll see that in the video. So this is the code, Java code for the same. Over here I have the sequential statements. You don't have to do anything. The line number 1 will be executed first, and the line number 2. And one more thing good about this is that you don't need the command prompt for it. You can just right click and then run it, or there is a icon over here which you can do. The other advantage of using this platform is that you can have the predefined methods suggested to you. For example, let's say I'm writing system is the class, write dot. It shows all the stuff that system class can access. Then let's say I'm doing out, then it will show all the methods, or let's say if there are any variables that it can access. So yeah, this is a good platform to develop Java applications. So here we did the sequential type. Next we'll be doing the conditional. And yeah, there is a shortcut to comment or uncomment any statements. That is, you select the desired number of lines and then you press Control and the backslash, sorry, forward slash. And yeah, that's how you do it. Here we have in conditional, there is a if-else type of conditional statements. And there are nested if. What it does is that if blocks inside if blocks, and then again inside its body another if block, and so on. That's called nested if. The other variety is this multiple if. Now, what it does, the syntax as it shows, there's a if, then there's a condition. It's a this condition will return a boolean value that is either true or false. If it is true, then whatever is written inside the if block, that will be executed. Else if this condition is another condition, if that is satisfied, then the body will be executed. And in the else part, if none of the above conditions are satisfied, then that body will be executed. Now, in the nested if, what it does, the syntax is similar to if. The only thing is that they are nested, or one if block is present inside another if block. Depending on the scenario, we can use this. Then the other last variation is this multiple if. It is also similar to if else if. Only thing is that here every time the condition will be checked. The difference of this multiple if and if else if statements is that let this if condition is satisfied, it won't check for any other condition. Now if else if is satisfied, it won't check for any of the below conditions. But in multiple if, even if the first condition is satisfied, it will check for the second condition and then the third condition as well. So we covered conditional control statements. Then the third one was loop control statements. Over here, this is the code. In loop, there are basically four types of statements that you can do. One is the general for loop. The syntax is like this: the for. Then over here, there are three parts: the initialization part, the condition part, the modification part, and then the body part inside the curly braces. What it does, for example, let's say I want to print a number repeatedly and as well as increment it. For let's say 1 to 10 I want to print. I So far as we have studied in sequential statements, I have to write system.out.println 10 times, and each time the value will be different from 1 to 10. There's a better way of doing it. Like, this is the initialization part. Say I'm starting from 1. This is the termination condition, that is I has to be less than or equal to 10. Then modify is whatever I am going to do after the body is executed. That is, I want to increment it by 1. That is I plus plus. And then in the body, I just have to print it. So as you can see, it's suggesting me every time. So it's a good thing. So you can learn a lot of all the possible methods and variables that a certain object or a class can offer. Okay, so it is over here. Let me comment out the rest part so that there will be no error. So this is my total body for the for loop. I'll run it. So yeah, this is where the output shows 1 to 10, it's all printed. And the exit code 0 is that it terminated normally. There is no abnormal termination. Okay, so now we have for loop. Next is the while loop. While loop is an entry control loop. Why I'll say that? Because uh, over here we are checking the condition before entering the loop. Over here we mention the condition, and then after, if the condition is satisfied, we move on to the body. Next variation is the do while loop. Do while loop is a exit control loop. The reason being the It is an exit control loop. Reason being, the condition is checked at the end. What it does is that whatever is written inside this block between these two curly braces, the body that is, it will be executed at least once, and then after the execution it will check for the condition inside the while, and if the condition is satisfied it will again repeat the body. So it is mostly helpful when you're writing some menu driven applications. Let's say there are some options that you want to show, and you want that the first page or the first thing to be at least shown once, then you can use this do while loop. Now there is a small difference between while syntax and a do while syntax that commonly people mistake, is that over here you can notice there is a semicolon at the end of the uh, while line. Over here there is no semicolon, so don't miss it because it will give another syntax error. Next, another variation of the loop statements is the for each loop. It is not very helpful unless you are doing some array related loop operation. Reason being, you can see from the syntax what it does. There's a normal for keyword, then there's a reference and another array. What it does, for example, I'll show you. There is an array, say ARR, and there is a reference that I'm creating, say integer x. What will it do? In the first iteration, it will store ARR of 0 in x. In the second iteration, ARR of 1 in x, and it will continue till the array size is not over. So it is preferable that you use for each loop in case of arrays, but otherwise it's not very helpful. The next type of control statements are the selection type statements. As I said, selection, what it does is that mostly it is for menu driven applications. You can like put a selection statement inside a do while loop, so that at least it will be shown once. What it does, the syntax is that there is a switch keyword. It takes a key or any value. This value has to be integer or a character. It does not take any other value. What it does, it takes a value that is a key and matches with different cases. Say there is a case, this is case option 1, there will be case option 2, let's say, and there will be n number of cases. Whichever case it matches, it will execute the body inside it till a break statement is encountered. Break is one type of the jump control statements that is at the end we'll be discussing. I mentioned it over here because it's required. What it does is break takes the flow of the control outside the switch block. The switch block sends over here. So what break will do, let's say the case one, option one is matching, it will execute its body and take the control out of the switch. Because we do not want, let's say it's not matching with option two, and we do not write break after the option one case. What will it do? It will print the body of option one, then the body of option 2, and it will continue till this closing curly braces encountered. We do not want that, so it's generally preferred that you write break after every case. And in the end we have the jump type control statements. What it basically has two types. One is the break, as we discussed. The another is continue. One is break, another is continue. So what break does is that it takes the control out of the present running loop or the block wherever the break is there. For example, suppose I write a for loop which starts from I equals to 0 to I equals to 5. Now if I is equals to 3, what I want to do is I want to break. What this does is that it will run for I equals to 0, I equals to 1, I equals to 2. Next, when it becomes I equals to 3, it will come out of the loop. Now if I want to print the value of I, okay, I have to make this. The reason being, reason it showed I in red, sorry, in red because I is a variable declared for the scope of for. Now I'll make this I local so that it can be accessed anywhere inside this main method. Next, so this is what break does. Now what continue does is, let's say I'm writing the same for loop j. Now if I equals to 3, continue. What it will do is that for I equals to 0, j equals to 0, it will do normally, equals to 1 normally, sorry, over here it should be j. When it becomes 3, what will it do? That this continue will directly jump the control over here to the modifying part. Let's say there is a body after this if part. For j equals to 0, the body will be executed. J equals to 1, the body will be executed. Even for j equals to 2, the body will be executed. When j becomes 3 and continue is encountered, it will go directly to j++. It won't execute the body for the fourth iteration. So thank you for watching. In the next video that I have planned, that is, we'll be studying the dynamic inputs. That is how to take inputs from the user dynamically. So yeah, see you in the next video. Keep coding. Bye.